Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico from Street Scores. Just wanted to take a look at where we belong in a lot of power rankings. I just want to get a good feel of how outside sources feel about our team. And we definitely have to compare it to how we were looked at the end of the 2019 season. Before Chase Young, before Cameron Curl, before all of these free agents, before Ron Rivera, Bruce Allen was still here, all of that type of stuff. So it's amazing how different we've become. But yeah, man, definitely want to take a look at how a lot of these different news sources and sports analysts feel about our team as far as going into the 2021 season. Let's get it. Alright, so first of all, Chicago Tribune has us 15th, and of course we finished 7-9. They had us 19th before the Eagles game, and then after that Eagles win, even though, I mean, if anything, it made me feel like we should have gone down. The way we won, the way the Eagles lost, it wasn't that triumphant of a win. But hey man, I guess they value record more and moved us up 4 spots. Ugly win, but a win is a win. And they must clearly think that we were worthy of that 4-spot jump because the Cardinals are 8-8 below us. And then you have the Chargers, 17th, who are also 7-9. So for us to be above with one more loss and one less win, they must truly believe we are the 15th best team in the league right now. And this is without a quarterback, y'all. CBS has us ranked 14th, put us up 3 spots after the victory over the Eagles. And I'm assuming that they're just going with teams that made the playoffs. That's like the minimum requirement because the Dolphins are 10-6 and below us. The Cardinals are 8-8, Raiders are 8-8. And then we get to all of the rest of the 7-9 teams. So maybe this list just values playoffs because everybody in this top 14 are all the 14 teams that made the playoffs. So they had to put us in the top 14 according to their criteria. Either way, I'll take it, man. Then you have Pro Football Talk from NBCSports.com. They have us ranked 17th. They said Washington's defense is good enough to compete with Tampa. The rest of the roster is not. It's wild, too, because in the game, the defense is actually what let us down. So that's pretty funny right there. But this is definitely before we played Tampa. And they had us previously at 19 after the Eagles' victory moved up to 17. They had the Patriots and the Cardinals who didn't make the playoffs above us and the Vikings below us. And, of course, they had the Dolphins above us. So that makes sense. But yeah, 17 is cool, man. 17 is cool. Big difference from last season, I'll tell you that. Then NFL.com also has us 17th. We were 15th before, and I'm assuming this is after the Panthers lost because we had 6-9. That was a very ugly game, so it's understandable for us to be 17. So we were 15 the week before. And yep, this is before the Eagles game, so I'm pretty sure we finished a little bit higher. Maybe we moved back up to 15th. But at the lowest, they have us at 17th for NFL.com. Then you have NYPoS.com. They have us 17th. I mean, this seems to be a reoccurring thing. So far, the range is 17 to 14. Sounds about right. I feel like we'll literally be like top 7 once we get a quarterback. But right now, without the quarterback problem solved, it looks like we're somewhere in between 17 and 14 consistently. Then Pro Football Focus has us all the way down at 20, which is below the Falcons. I can see the argument for the Dolphins. I can see the argument for the Cardinals. Not really for the Patriots. Not for the 49ers either. I mean, we whooped them personally. But apparently they have us at 20 for some odd reason. And Chase Young is our highest graded player on the entire team. Not just out of rookies, but on our entire team. And, ooh, the Panthers, their highest graded player is 81.2. Ooh-wee. What a tough year. Then the Battle Red blog, they have us at 12th. Okay, that's the highest one so far. Point differential +6. This is 14th in the NFL. DVOA negative 2.3%, which is 16th. And we were previously 17th. So shouts out to the Battle Red blog for giving us our highest ranking so far, 12th. Let's get it, man. Again, I can see an argument for these teams above us, like the Colts are really good, the Rams are really good, Ravens. He has us better than teams that may actually be a little bit more ready to win right now than we are. And again, I think it's mostly just because of quarterback. But I mean, you have the Dolphins that were 10-6 and the Cardinals 8-8, Cleveland Browns 11-5.
What you mean? How?
Like, Lord have mercy. But hey, man, I'm not complaining. I'll take it. Yes, sir. Then Fansided has a 17th, the usual spot, right around the average. It's definitely the median, 7-9. This is after the win against Philadelphia. They took us up 1 spot for that win. Again, I don't think anybody's really taking us up for a win. I think they just moved somebody else below us and we just by default went up. But this is our first division title and playoff appearance since 2015 when Kirk Cousins did it, and we went and got whooped by the Packers the first game.
It's classic.
Then you have WalterFootball 23.
What?
And this is after the Buccaneers game. Man, 23? 23? The Panthers above us. Can't argue they beat us even though we're better than them. Especially if we started Taylor Heineke the entire game, we would have won that game. Denver Broncos, I'm a little surprised by that. The Vikings, can't be mad at that. The 49ers, we have a better record and beat them, so I'm confused by that. The Raiders make sense. The Falcons, 4-20. Yo, I gotta understand this whole Falcons above us thing.
What are we doing?
I'm taking that personally. Y'all know I hate the Falcons more than any other team in the NFL, so I'm just like, what is going on? What is this pattern I'm seeing on some of these lists? Then you have the Lines.com. They have us at our usual 17. That's cool. That's cool. And this is after the Bucks game. So, hey, man, 17 right there. Oh, here we go. TouchdownWire.com has us 14th. Yes, sir. That's what I like to see. Last week, 19 move up to 14th after beating the Eagles. It was ugly along the way, even during their must-win season finale against the Eagles. But the Washington football team found a way to get it done. I like this, though. 14th out of the league going into 2021 without a quarterback. Without a for sure franchise quarterback, that's really good. I'm telling you, quarterback is going to make us top 7 at least, top 5 potentially, if we get it right. And now Fox News next up has us 14th. They previously had us ranked 16th after the win against the Eagles, and this is before the Buccaneers. They moved us up to 14th. And I can take that, and I'm starting to think that a lot of these articles and analysts that have us 14th, I think they're just giving us 14th as the bare minimum just because we made the playoffs. And apparently to them, we were the worst team in the playoffs, even though we played the Buccaneers very well. But our defense didn't show up. So, I mean, I can't complain about any grades or rankings that people give us because the strength of our team didn't show up against the Buccaneers. If they would have shown up and if the refs didn't hate us, probably would have won that game, for real, honestly. So I think these power rankings that give us 14, it's either just like laziness, like the top 14 teams have to be the 14 teams that made the playoffs, or it's just straight up, they may honestly just feel like we're the 14th best team in the NFL. And here's the second lowest, only to WalterFootball. ESPN has us 21st. And this is after the Panthers lost. So we were 15th in their eyes, lost to the Panthers because of Haskins. And that took us all the way down to 21. I'm pretty sure after the Eagles game, they may have taken us a little bit higher, but this is the most recent one I could find from ESPN at the time for some odd reason. And understandably, our New Year's resolution for them is fix the quarterback position. That's obvious. I feel like we all agree on that. I mean, I love Taylor Heineke, and I believe he should be the presumed starter going into training camp and the offseason and all of that. But we definitely need to at least bring in somebody through free agency, draft, whoever. You know me, I prefer to get like a Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, or whoever to learn behind them, because all three of those guys can literally run the exact same offense that Scott Turner wants to run with Taylor Heineke with those guys. So one of them learning behind a Taylor Heineke makes perfect sense because they're both capable of running the offense. It's not like when Haskins was starting and then he got benched, we had to change the offense completely to go to Kyle Allen, which is very close to how Taylor Heineke is running the offense. Kyle Allen just ran it not as well, not as efficient. And then even going from Kyle Allen to Alex Smith, they had to change the offense some and tweak it. So to have Taylor Heineke as the presumed starter and somebody brought in through free agency or one of those draft guys that I want, Scott Turner can literally deploy the exact same offense no matter what quarterback is there. And also while Taylor Heineke is starting, since it's the same offense that QBX that preferably is drafted is going to run, that's the offense he's going to learn behind. He's going to be able to see Taylor Heineke on the field run it. Taylor Heineke can talk from a quarterback perspective and help that drafted quarterback learn the offense again because they're running the exact same offense. Makes the transition between quarterbacks so smooth. And then lastly, I just wanted to show y'all where we finished up according to Bleacher Report last year. We finished 31st last year, and we were part of Tier 4, the worst tier in the NFL. We finished 31st. Only ahead of the Cincinnati Bengals, who ended up getting Joe Burrow. We ended up getting Chase Young. And it's clear that they didn't just go by just straight up records because they felt like the New York Giants were better than the Panthers, despite record. Same thing with the Dolphins over the Jaguars. But man, we came a long way from 31st to an average 17, at best 14 and 12. We came a long way, y'all, just in one season. So I'm expecting us to make a similar jump in comparison going into next season. I mean, of course, we can't go up 14 spots, but you never know. Maybe we do. Maybe we become a top 3 team. Again, it mostly depends on getting the quarterback position right. I mean, there's a lot of other problems like linebacker, free safety, wide receiver 2, possibly tight end 2, maybe some more offensive linemen, you know, depending on how you weigh each position of need. But obviously, quarterback needs to be fixed. And now, I mean, Taylor Heinicke, again, could be the presumed starter. So, technically, quarterback position could have a short-term solution. But again, if you get like a Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, or Justin Fields, one of those guys, I feel like we're set for like the next 5 years. We're ready to run this NFC East. And I feel like we can be the first back-to-back NFC East division winner in what, like 15 years? I feel like it's time for us to run the table. I love our trajectory, again, from 31st to 17th on average. Let's get it, man. 2021, bro. Be aggressive in free agency. Be smart in the draft. It's time to make noise. I want us to be Super Bowl contenders going into next season, period. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. Please like this video if you liked it. If you learned anything, please get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about us being ranked on all of these different platforms. Where do you feel like we belong? Do you feel like we belong at our average around 17? Do you believe we're higher, like 12 or 14? Do you believe we're lower, like WalterFootball and ESPN in the 20s? Definitely get in the comment section and let me know where you feel like we should be ranked. And of course, man, please subscribe if you haven't. Definitely hit the bell next to the subscription button because I'm spamming y'all with videos. I have content for every day for the next month. It's just up to recording it and editing it. But I have ideas on top of ideas. I mean, film sessions are coming. Y'all already know that. We have mock drafts coming, at least 5 up until the draft actually happens mid-late April. The first one was a realistic Draft Network simulator. I literally just ran it through Draft Network and those are the players I got. Then the next 3 in whatever order will be a trade up scenario, a trade down scenario, and of course the dream case scenario where everything just goes perfect for us. And then the final one will be the most realistic one based on who Ron Rivera, Kyle Smith, and whoever this potential GM may be, which players they met with closely, who they watched closely, like at the combine, at pro days, who they took out to dinner to meet with personally, all of that type of stuff. Senior Bowl prospects that they had their eyes on. So that's going to be the most realistic one where I'm challenging myself to get as many players right as possible. It's not necessarily who I feel like we should draft. It's more so who I feel like we will draft just based on who they've paid the most attention to. So definitely be on the lookout for those minimum 5 mock drafts up until the actual draft happens. And of course, man, I really appreciate all of the support, everybody that gives to the channel in any way. Shouts out to everybody that make sure y'all pull up and like every video. Really appreciate it. And of course, man, everybody that donates to the channel, all of my sponsors, especially my Pro Bowl sponsors whose names you see scrolling on the screen right now. And man, I'm gonna catch y'all later. I'm out. Bro, it ain't no way somebody had us ranked below the Falcons. Somebody tripping.